My car was drivable at that time. I remember my adrenaline pumping. I was able to drive home. Really just happened so fast. Is when I got home, sat down. A couple of days later is when I started to realize that it was a bigger deal than I thought it was, and I had some injuries that I didn't really feel until I left the scene. So I actually work in the insurance industry, and one of the things I did was reach out to coworkers and peers, and there's plenty of names they told me to avoid. The individuals that are either unprofessional or uncaring or difficult to work with or disrespectful. And I think there was 2 individuals in claims that had dealt with FVF Law and had mentioned that was by far the most respectful, easy to work with law firm. And that was one of the things that drove me to then look at the reviews. And that made me really think that if somebody at the company who's dealing with them on the opposite end of the spectrum has good things to say about them, that's probably a really good place to start. That's what I did. They took the time to listen, to talk to me, to hear the whole story, and really got all the details, and just took the time to be there for me. Like in the past when I've dealt with companies, not necessarily a law firm, it's usually I have to follow up with them or I have to call them. But it was really the opposite with FVF. It was the follow-up was somebody there checking on me just to see how I was doing and just kind of keep me in the loop either on the case, what was happening, how my injuries were. But I think that the biggest takeaway for me is that the thing that stuck out the most was my overall well-being. That was always the first question. How are you feeling? What can we do? Which was not expected. And the outcome, I certainly didn't think that they would get to the amount that they got. But it was kind of, when I look back, I can really get a sense of they didn't rush it. They really waited. I mean, it took a long time because the insurance company kind of dragged their feet. But ultimately, I think the outcome was tremendously more than I thought it would be. And it was probably one of the best experiences I've had with that company. I didn't expect that from a law firm by any means. So